White House National Security Advisor John Bolton is scoffing at the notion of the International Criminal Court going after the United States for its actions in Afghanistan, specifically its treatment of detainees in Afghanistan. Now, this International Criminal Court is one that the United States has refused to join, and John Bolton shares his disdain for the court in the following video. Take a look.
In November of 2017, the ICC prosecutor requested authorization to investigate alleged war crimes committed by U.S. service members and intelligence professionals during the war in Afghanistan, an investigation neither Afghanistan nor any other state party to the Rome Statute requested. Literally any day now, the ICC may announce the start of a formal investigation against these American patriots who voluntarily signed on to go into harm's way to protect our nation, our homes, and our families in the wake of the 9/11 attacks. The ICC prosecutor has requested to investigate these Americans for alleged detainee abuse and perhaps more.
I want to make a quick statement about the beginning of what he said in that video. He said something along the lines of America didn't request this investigation. To be fair, he also mentioned Afghanistan. Yeah, America probably wouldn't want to request an investigation into potential war crimes that they've committed. Anyway, go ahead, Cenk.
Okay, John Bolton labels International Criminal Court illegitimate. Also, bank robber labels cops illegitimate. Yeah, they're going to be investigating the actions of the US government. So you're not happy about that. We get it. This doesn't make the International Criminal Court wrong. In fact, it makes it more right. Now, why do I say that? Because it's investigating America? No, because it is holding the powerful accountable. If you set up a sham court and it was there to serve the powerful, they would investigate Botswana and Nicaragua and countries that don't have enormous GDPs. And it would be used as a gimmick to bully the less powerful. International Criminal Court actually does its job. It investigates everyone who might be committing human rights violations, war crimes, etc. And John Bolton is doing a little misdirection there. Does he care that they're going to investigate us on Afghanistan? Yes. Is that his primary concern? No. His primary concern is that they investigate Israel. And so he couldn't help himself. He talked about it later in the speech. And the reality is that is the #1 reason why America has been consistently against the International Criminal Court before any investigation of us came around. Because how dare you investigate the obvious law breaking of the state of Israel that is unacceptable to only 2 countries, Israel and the United States of America.
So you're right in that he is certainly more concerned about investigations into the behavior of the Israeli government. But look, I think that he's also concerned about having an international law enforcement going after countries who commit war crimes. Because remember, the United States profits off of getting involved in conflicts abroad. That is our bread and butter. And so having law enforcement on an international scale go after us if and when we do something wrong, well, that could potentially hurt profits. I think that's part of it as well. But to your point, he does talk about Israel in the speech. We do have a clip on that. But before we get to that, just take a listen to how incredibly salty he is in the next part of the speech.
The United States will use any means necessary to protect our citizens and those of our allies from unjust prosecution by this illegitimate court. We will not cooperate with the ICC. We will provide no assistance to the ICC, and we certainly will not join the ICC. We will let the ICC die on its own. After all, for all intents and purposes, the ICC is already dead to us.
He loves to talk like a tough guy. Oh man, I'd love to see him in a situation where any of that was tested. But you'll never catch any of these guys. They're all chicken hawks. They all ran from every single war. They want your kids to die in that war instead. But I did notice some salt got stuck in his mustache.
Well, I mean, it's easy for us to get. So that mustache is a little too long. You gotta trim it, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I appreciated some of the people in the room that did not applaud when he attacked the International Criminal Court. But half the room's like, oh, letting war criminals off the hook, yay! ICC doesn't just investigate America and Israel. ICC investigates all the countries across the board and has gone after people who've committed war crimes and helped to bring justice to those people. And so, I mean, when you look at all the things that the United Nations overall has investigated, whether it's Rwanda, Serbia, and all the different issues that came up where we tried at least for a little bit of justice. Here's this room going, no, end it. Let there be war crimes in Rwanda and Serbia and Israel and wherever. Yes, war crimes. I hope you're proud.
Yeah, he used the persuasion tool for people who may not look, who don't have the time to look into what the ICC does or has done or will do, or even this particular one. He evoked 9/11, he evoked brave Americans who go to war there. You're gonna bring charges against people who went to fight a war for our country after what happened to us in 9/11. They continue to persuade people based off of the deaths of some more innocent people. It's the same card they go with every time, no matter the situation.
I remember what happened.
So you can't deny it. You can't say, hey, I'm forward. I would like to see what they're doing, because you're, oh, how could you? You're gonna side against Americans.
Right.
That's the thought.
I know. It's the same tactic that they use over and over again. But I remember very clearly what happened to our military, to our soldiers following 9/11. The American people were tricked into sending our soldiers to a preemptive war in Iraq, where the Bush administration purposely made it seem as though Iraq was behind 9/11 when it wasn't. I remember that. Do you guys remember that? You do, right? Yeah.
John Bolton probably remembers that because he was one of the goddamn liars that did that lie in the first place. He was part of the neocons who said, yeah, you know what Rumsfeld said? The problem with Afghanistan is it's not a target-rich environment. In other words, we could drop more bombs on Iraq. And John Bolton agreed we should go to Iraq instead. That did not attack us. That did not attack us. Now he's talking about how we're in Afghanistan today, decades later, because those troops are protecting our families and our homes. Really, the guy from the Swat Valley was gonna come into our homes? What in God's green earth are you talking about? The people who attacked us are long gone. I don't know if you remember this, John Bolton. The guy who killed Osama bin Laden was, oh right, Barack Obama, who you said was soft and weak. And did Bush kill him? Did Cheney kill him? Did Trump kill him? No, none of the above. Did you? No, you sat on your ass and attacked the wrong country. And I want to point out one other thing. Notice that in that statement, he said by any means necessary. When Malcolm X says it, dangerous, radical, and we need to do something about that out of control black man. This guy, John Bolton, has actually pushed for, successfully, wars that have led to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians, let alone the others who were killed, including US troops.
Yeah.
But when he says by any means necessary, oh, what a wonderful, tough guy. Way to be.
So one final part of this is what he had to say about Israel. As you know, the International Criminal Court, ICC, wants to look into the behavior of the Israeli government as well, the actions against Palestinians. And so Bolton announced that the State Department will close the Palestinian Liberation Organization office in Washington, D.C. So
yeah, so let me explain the context. Before that, I remembered there's a story of me when I was a host on cable news and when I ran into John Bolton. I want to tell you guys that story. We don't have time right now. Let's do it on the post game for the members, tyt.com/join, become a member, and I'll make sure to tell you that story. And it was actually kind of a pivotal moment for me. Anyway, back to the Palestinians and Israel. You think this speech is because they're about to investigate Afghanistan? I already told you, look, the conservatives in this country already hated the International Criminal Court, especially the neocons, because of their historic actions against Israel, because Israel does commit those crimes, the settlements, the aggressive actions, etc. By the way, it's not like the International Criminal Court says, okay, no, but the Palestinians, we're not gonna look into them, we're gonna be biased. No, they look into both. Israel is a state actor, and so they care more about state actors who are committing these crimes, because they have more control over the state actors which are in the United Nations. So it's not like Hamas comes to the United Nations and goes, oh, I'm gonna bomb someone, is it okay or not okay, right? So they look at things that are under their purview, which includes Israel. But why now? It's because of what Anna just pointed out. We're closing the PLO's office, and because the ICC is about to look into more war crimes of Israel that the Palestinian Liberation Office asked the ICC to look into. So this is America going, how dare you? No, you will accept our war crimes, you will be biased, otherwise you're dead to us. So that's who John Bolton is, that's who Donald Trump is, that's who George W. Bush is, and all of these neocons. They don't speak for America. They don't speak for Israel. They speak for their right-wing brethren who love to start wars, commit war crimes, and then cover it up. What you just watched there, that speech was the cover-up. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below. Then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.